So, I had the chance to watch The Boys in the Boat, which came out in 2023, directed by George Clooney, starring Joel Edgerton and Callum Turner, I believe is his name. Um, Overall, I thought this movie was good. Um, it's kind of like just one of those like feel good. Uh, I think they call it a sports drama, but like you kind of like know where the movie's going, like right from the get go. Just like this underdog story of these people who, they come from not the greatest, uh, upbringing, and then they kind of like scrounging by, and this opportunity comes along, and they make the most out of it. Just like pure grit and work ethic and everything. Uh, it's kind of weird because this movie's like based off of Rowing Crew, and it's like, at least for me, like Rowing Crew is like something like I've always heard about people doing, but I grew up in a very small town and we never had crew, and then I went to community college for a couple of years, and again didn't have a crew team at all. I don't even know if Ohio State has a crew team, which is a pretty big university, like in my city and of Columbus, Ohio. Um, and it's kind of like a weird sport because it's not like really like obviously like to film, because like a lot of it's just how fast can you do 4 miles or 2 miles or however long the race is, like, which I didn't even know that they're different. I always assume that they're the same lengths, but in the movie they're different lengths. And in this movie they make it seem like like they do different strokes for different advantageous reasons. Like the Washington team tends to always like start out slower and then push at the later time, which I guess is just completely unheard of back in the like 1940s and 50s, which seems really weird. That like no one else ever tried that out, but so like a lot of times like they start out behind and catch up and like win in the towards the end. And I don't know, it's weird because like a lot of crew is like just like the training of getting in sync and building up that physique of being able to do like that highly strenuous activity for so long. I don't even know how long like an actual race is, because I don't think they ever go over that in the movie. Um, the main thing I have to compare this to, because it's the only other instance I've ever seen uh, crew being rowing crew ever being done in film. It's obviously The Social Network, which they actually bring up Harvard's crew team as being like this like prestigious, um, money thrown at them team, which, so it's kind of like they had this like reputation. Um, it's kind of funny too because I know like those the Winklevoss twins, they went on to the Olympics for crew. This is about like the Washington run to the Olympic thing, and I guess like, oh, this is true. I guess like I looked this up. There's a Time article about the author of the book, who talks to Joe Rance, which is like who Callum plays in this movie. And these are firsthand experiences, and like there's a few things like that, like they actually played down in this, which I kind of thought was weird. Like his like relationship. There's a story that he talks about his proposal like in real life, about how they were out looking for four-leaf clovers, and he's like, "Oh, I found one," and it's actually the engagement ring in his hand, which is pretty adorable. And on top of that, like one of the members gets sick, and I guess he got so sick that the coach cut him from the team, and the team was basically like, "Hey, we're not doing this unless he's on the boat with us, because we're a team." So it's kind of funny like when that happens, like when they downplay stuff, which I mean Gran Turismo did the same thing. But like a lot of the like the races, because it's like very hard to like film crew and like like understand like like the ins and outs of it. They really just have surrogates for you. Like a lot of times it's people listen to the radio, like Joe's dad, Joe's uh, girlfriend. Uh, I'm assuming girlfriend at the time, love interest at the time, but or people in the crowd. Yeah, overall, I never read the book either. Um, but yeah, I guess like a lot of people grew up on this book of just growing up through hardship and like becoming the best person you can be, like even with that hardship. Um, I don't even know, like I'm a pretty like well-read person, like not like I don't sit there and like read 50 books a year or anything like that. But, like I do read books still, and I've never heard of this book until this movie came out. Um, I think I talked to Joel Edgerton does good in this. I don't think I've ever seen a Joel Edgerton movie like where he doesn't do well. He kind of steals the show in this movie, steals the show in this movie. I don't really like the main actor at all, like Callum. I kind of think he's like kind of standoffish, and it's weird because he's like almost like trying to do like this like Ryan Gosling, like Adam Driver, like very nuanced performance, and it just didn't work for me like at all. I don't know like the real life Joe Rance, so I don't know like if he's like trying to like actually portray him, like how good of his impersonation is or anything like that, but it did not work for me, I'll put it that way. Um, as far as the directing goes, I know this is George Clooney. I haven't like really seen like a lot of George Clooney directed movies. I have seen The Midnight Sky, which I thoroughly enjoyed. There's a lot of issues with the movie, but like overall, I really enjoyed that movie. I didn't know he even directed it until I was looking up other movies that he directed, and I'm kind of surprised because I enjoyed that movie actually more than this one. Um, One of the annoying things that I did notice, like directing wise, is there's this same central focused shot done multiple times, and it's almost like jarring because like the center of the frame will be like perfectly in focus, but everything outside will get more and more distorted. And it works like sometimes obviously like if you have the center of attention like in the middle of the screen, but there's times like where like we're at the beginning of the movie, like there's three coaches. There's Joel Edgerton's character, and then there's like a coach on both of the sides, and Joel Edgerton's in focus, but the other two coaches like aren't completely in focus, and like they're both talking, and it's just like, why would you not do like a wider focus shot like in that situation? It's just it's weird to me. I don't know how to describe it. It's weird to me, but yeah, overall, I don't know. It's a good movie. I'd probably give like somewhere around a 3.5. I feel like this is gonna be like one of those movies though where I just completely forget about, and like over time, like it'll just like kind of like get like lost in like my like train of thought, because it's like you have to compare this like to more classical sports drama movies, like Field of Dreams and Clash of the Titans and Friday Night Lights and stuff like that, like the greats, quote unquote. I mean, even Rocky's like a sports drama that's a lot better than this. Creed movies and all those. But yeah, yeah, that was The Boys in the Boat. Came out last year. I do still plan on watching the new Willy Wonka movie before I watch Wonka from 2023. So I'll probably be watching that sometime soon. And then also I have Next Will Wins like on my list. That came out last year as well, directed by Taika Waititi. Yeah, more thoughts on that coming up. But anyways, bye!